Okay, so everyone knows how I have a lot of nightmares every single day, but every once in a blue moon, I get a good dream or a good like part in my dream, right? And this time, I didn't have a nightmare. I actually had a funny dream, and I was like, okay, like let's remember this. So I woke up and I told my boyfriend like immediately. And I was like, dude, I just had the funniest dream. And so it was like I was back in high school and he was there. But like we're the adult ages that we are now, right? It was like me, it was him, you were there. And
Was
I
I
don't
my adult age?
yeah, you were regular. How am I gonna imagine you a child? I didn't know you. But so we were in high school and we were like in some sort of like art class, and like you weren't in that class. It was just me and my boyfriend, and they gave us an assignment and they're like, okay, well, you have to like design a chair, something like that. And I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, oh my god, like you're gonna love this, you know? And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, but like you're gonna have a blast. And this kid that I like went to high school with like comes up to me and he's like, hey, you want to come and smoke outside really quick? And how I told him, like, I looked at my boyfriend. I was like, I'm gonna go smoke really quick, and he's like, okay. So like I go and I smoke, and then I come back, and he's like still working on his chair, but then it's like time for lunch, and everyone's wearing their masks. So I'm just like, wow, everyone's with the times, you know. And I go to lunch and like I don't recognize anyone anymore. And I didn't have lunch with like you or him or anyone. So I just sat by myself and I was like, memories. And then
You're, you're daydreaming in your dream.
no, like I'm just well, almost. It was almost like,
What
oh
the
well, like
fuck?
I already know what it's like to just eat by myself. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So then I'm done with lunch and then it's time for gym. And oh, you know who else is there? My roommate. And it's time for gym and like me and this girl, but I don't know this girl, but she seems very familiar. And I'm like trying to find the locker rooms. I have my stuff and I can't find them and everyone's like rushing and stuff and I'm like what the fuck? So I get to the locker rooms last and everyone's like already out there and it's just like me and like a couple other girls that are like really late and I didn't even like bring a lock or anything, so I was like I don't even know where I'm supposed to go and the teacher wasn't there. So this girl that like seems very familiar to me, she's like and this is also another part of it, but at this point it's like Halloween. Like at this point it's like Halloween day or something like that, and there's gonna be like some kind of like festivity after, and like everyone like brought costumes and stuff. But like it was time for gym, so
There's so much going on in this dream. There is so much.
so then I'm like changing for gym and I'm like, okay, like I don't know what I'm supposed to do or like I don't want to go out there alone because I'm gonna look like an idiot, you know, being like the late one and like by myself and like everyone's gonna be watching. So I wait for this girl and I'm like, hey, like, let's go together. And she's like, okay, bet. And like we got done. And then like there's like a TV in the corner where like people are like listening to music. Like out, you can see the music that's being played out in the gym. And it's like good music, right?
Okay.
And then all of a sudden in the corner, I see like my roommate's name like pop up. And it's like, oh, like he just connected to just connected to the TV or whatever, so like he could play music, right? So like he started playing like a song that he always like plays here, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then
Dude, what if him that? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
but like then after I was like, oh, like he's here too, like he's probably already out there, and I go, we're like, okay, we're ready, we're done, let's go out, and we go out there and everyone's in their costume. Like no one's like the celebratory Halloween thing that was supposed to happen after. It's happening now, and we're in our fucking gym uniforms. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like everyone's like dressed up, and like we're right next to like a booth where like people are taking pictures. I'm like, this shit is so fucking embarrassing. The girl at this point leaves me, and I'm like there by myself, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then my boyfriend comes up and then you were there. You guys were like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I thought this was just like gym time. What the fuck?" And, like, why did no one tell me? And then, right as I'm just like, what's going on? Like, the guy at the booth is like, okay, guys, like, are you guys ready? And then your ex and her sister like standing next to me, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're ready, and we're posing for a picture, and the guy flashes the camera, and then I wake up. I'm like so confused. I was like, what the fuck? I woke up and it was hilarious.
Bro, I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps.
Yeah, I
That's
was like,
so
that was
creepy.
what? No,
The
it was
picture
funny.
thing, no, at the end, like the picture, the thing that like,
Oh, like it
everyone gets
flashed
together, and
and-
you're probably looking around in your dream, like, what the fuck is going on right now?
You're making it seem creepy now.
That'd be crazy.
I thought it was
I
funny.
think creepy is the wrong word. Just like,
I know.
what's like a good
Maybe like surreal.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good word. Yep. Dude, that is, wow.
Right?
Your dreams are vivid, vivid. And did you say you ever kept like a dream journal or anything like that? You
But
still
I
do
haven't
that?
kept up with
Yeah.
it like as far as now. Maybe I'll write that one down because that was a good one.
That's a good one. I mean, the fact that you remember that much detail is insane. That'd be crazy though. Like, what if you can actually, like, what if when you said your roommate was like connecting, it sounded like he was connecting like to your dream. You know what I mean? Like his dream was connecting to
I'm gonna
your
ask
dream.
him.
What if he tells you?
What?
Oh.
What if he's like, yeah, so like I had such a weird dream. Like I was like at a Halloween party connecting to the ox.
He told you were there.
Right? Oh. Oh. What the fuck?
Hey, young America, we need to talk about something called grass. Not that grass. I'm talking about marijuana.
It's stimulating, mind expanding.
That's what I was telling you. That was like the surreal part of it. It was like, damn, like what if? That'd be crazy. Do you ever see Ready Player One?
Yeah, that's such a good movie. Love it.
That's what I like. What if dreams were like that? Like you were just like, all right, I'm gonna go visit this person today, and like we're gonna go do whatever the fuck we want because anything's possible in a dream.
Whoa.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like a two-time life cycle thing. By the way, I was talking to my girlfriend the other night, and do you ever brush your teeth after you? Okay, no. Do you ever eat anything after you brush your teeth at night?
No.
Okay, so why is that?
Because then I have to brush again. Because your mouth would be dirty.
Okay, so like, how many times a day do you brush already? Do you brush every time you eat?
No, I brush twice a day though.
In the morning and
for
the night,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I thought the same thing, and so she was getting ready for bed. She brushed her teeth and everything, right? And she was like, "Damn, I kind of want like this snack like afterwards." And I was like, "Damn, like me too," but I just brushed my teeth. And she's like, so what? And I'm like, "Well, like I just kind of brushed my teeth. I'm getting ready to sleep, you know." And she's like, "I think of it in a way where it's like in the morning you brush your teeth to wipe off the gunk during the day, or during the night, and in the night you brush your teeth to wipe off the gunk you have during the day."
Right.
And it's like I never looked at it in like two separate time cycles, like 12-hour cycles, right? And I don't know why. I have no idea why. But that moment when she said that, time for me just didn't exist for a little bit. I'm like, wait, you're telling me like
What?
I don't have to like think of it that way, and I can eat something after I brush my teeth if I want it. You know, like a little
Yeah.
snack or something, like a midnight snack. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just like it just fucked with my mind for a little bit. I was like, this is weird. I don't know how I feel right now.
Oh my god. I guess yeah, you can look at it that way. I don't know. I feel like when you brush your teeth, like you want to go to bed, like with your teeth clean, you know, like because you know you wake up and like all that like bacteria and stuff that like built up. I mean, you could, you know, eat a snack and stuff, but then like after like you're gonna have that in your mouth for like
Yeah.
until you wake up. So I'm like, ugh. What I've been like really, really good on and on top on is flossing like twice a day.
I just bought floss yesterday because I want to. Damn, that's crazy.
I have like so much floss, like literally fucking everywhere. And like I try to do it like at least twice a day. And then like sometimes I do it more because like eat in between, and like sometimes I feel like there's stuff stuck that I can't like just get out, you know? So I try to do it more regularly, but I've been doing really good.
So I have a question. So this might sound, I think I have like two questions, but this might sound dumb. But the purpose of floss is to get the stuff between your teeth, or is it to create space between your teeth? Does that make
To
sense?
clean your between your teeth.
So like, okay, so I felt like when I don't floss for a while, it's probably hard. It's harder to get the floss like in your teeth. Mm-hmm. But when you do floss, it's probably a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think like it creates somewhat of a space almost.
Well, yeah, because like the build up is like plaque and stuff like that, and like you don't want that build up.
Oh, so that's what's not creating the space is the buildup.
Yeah, the build up like it creates like plaque, which is like hard, like
Right.
calcium almost on your teeth, and you don't want that because then like the bottom, which is like your teeth, it has like this like barrier, and that's like infested with like bacteria and stuff like that. So like you don't want that, you don't want that, and then like it fucks with your gums too. So
Yeah.
just floss. But I actually did a lot of research on like the floss that I wanted to buy, and I came up to this like brand. This is not sponsored, but sponsor us. It's called Cocoa Floss, and they only sell it at like limited like retailers. And I found one at Anthropology. I went all the way to Anthropology to find this floss, and then I also saw that they sell it at Target. So now I go to Target for it, but it's just like really good.
So what makes it good? Why is it
It's
different?
like the scent isn't like, when you use like mint scented like floss, it's like very strong, and like it almost like the flavor almost like comes off on your tongue, and I don't like that. And this one, it really is just like, it's not even like flavored, it's like infused almost, but it doesn't like give off that like minty chemical almost like on your mouth. So it's just nice, and it's like really soft, so it goes in pretty easy.
Whenever I see stuff about like personal care and stuff like that, I always think of you because I feel like you're very good at keeping on top of that stuff. Because
Thank you. That's like the biggest compliment anyone could give me.
like if like for toothpaste, you use regular toothpaste.
Yeah, I kind of adopted the one that like my boyfriend uses, which is, I don't know. It's just I don't know what it's called. It's like the blue purple brand or whatever. One of those
Blue
ones.
purple.
Blue purple. It's like the bottle thing. The tube is like a blue purple look, like indigo or something.
I don't know.
I forgot the name of the brand, but it's like one of the big ones. It's not like a fucking obscure one.
But if you were choosing your own toothpaste, what would it be?
I would go for like a Sensodyne probably. Yeah, but that's it. Like nothing super fancy.
And it's because you have sensitive teeth.
Yeah, I just always felt like it was like better, like non-abrasive or like not as abrasive as like other ones.
So there's this movie that I think I told you about. I don't know if I told you about it, or maybe you watched it already. Called Bloody
Knives
Waters.
What was that?
Bloody Waters, something like that. Bloody Water, maybe.
No,
So it's a real life case. It's like you like lawyer movies, like court cases and shit.
not really.
This one's good though. This
Okay.
one's good. Because it's real life, and it's crazy the impact that this company's had. But there was this company back in like I don't know, it's just like 70s maybe. Do you remember pans with a big T on it? It was like Tentron pans or something like that. This is like maybe in the 2000s, because this
Oh,
shit lasted
really?
for a long time, 80s, 90s, around there. But it's just like a 10-year case.
Like pans, like cooking pans.
Yeah, like cooking pans. They had like big T's.
I don't remember, but
But anyways, so they
Okay.
made a chemical that I guess like helped that they used in their manufacturing processes. So it wasn't everything they made, and this was a huge company. So like their products were I think they were worldwide, and so they were caught. This chemical was causing a lot of harm to the animals and like to the people around the area. Like the water, they were dropping in the water, and like they were getting cancer from this.
right.
And at the end of the movie, because I didn't know how big this case was. I didn't think it was like that big. And it turns out, so at the end of the movie, there's a screen and it has text on it, and it reads, in the current time, the present time, like 2020, 99% of every living organism has this chemical inside of them. So everyone listening, your pets probably have this chemical inside of them because it's in water. It's in a lot of materials that they've built and people have used. Because like when you cook in the pan, it would come off on the food and you'd eat that too.
Oh my
And
god.
so, and your body doesn't break it down as fast as it can. You know what I mean? So, crazy ass
What the
movie.
fuck?
You know the guy who plays the Hulk?
No.
No, he's the main actor. He's like the lawyer
Oh.
for the case. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Dude,
That
it
is
is
so
intense.
disgusting. Can we sue? I mean, they already did.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, they won too. But dude, fucking
won?
insane.
Or-
The guy won. The guy won. Not the company. The company
Oh,
lost.
okay. The
Yeah.
guy. Okay.
Yeah, he got settlement for a lot of people. He spent so much of his life. That's what the movie is, like his life over the
Fighting the
next
case.
10 years fighting the case.
Wow.
And like the impact that has on him, his family. Like, he gets so stressed sometimes that he like seizes out, you know, because of just like the amount of work he's putting in.
Wow.
Yeah. And the crazy part that he worked for a law group that just partnered with the company he was suing. And so like it
Oh,
looked bad,
shit.
right? It looked bad on both parts because they were, I don't know like what the conspiracy is, or like maybe there's more to that. Like maybe someone knew something and they're like, fuck it, we're getting in there.
Oh,
This movie could just
shit.
be a way of like glamorizing what happened, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
What the fuck? Mm-hmm. This is interesting.
Yeah.
Well, fuck them. Because now we're all prone to get cancer.
Yeah.
Dang.
Teflon, I think that's what it was called. Teflon. But
Teflon.
Muddy Waters, I think that's what it's called. Or Bloody Waters, one of those.
But like a lot of stuff uses, because like when you said big T, like the first thing I thought was Teflon, but I thought Teflon was already like a material that was still being used today, but maybe not as harmful as it was when they were making it.
It's a chemical that they used to make the material. I don't know how to like, I think that's the way it worked. So if does Teflon still exist today?
I feel like it does.
So they probably found a different way to make that material again. Or
right.
whatever.
Wow.
But
Guys, remember, never use forks on your pans. Don't be disgusting. Don't do that.
what do you
Because-
mean? Like when you're cooking?
Yeah, when cooking, like don't scratch up any pans, or you're eating that and you don't want to eat that. But yeah. If your mom isn't teaching you, now you know.
Thank you.
Now what?
Manny's starting up a podcast with his cousin, and he was
Boy.
telling me, he watches these too. So he was telling me that like, they've been feeling a little uncertain because sometimes they just like run out of things to say, and I'm like, well, I mean, honestly, any podcast you ever watch ever is gonna be edited, so it doesn't seem like they're taking breaks or whatever. Like they, there's like a moment of silence, but there most likely is.
Yeah.
And just don't stress about it.
I've never seen a full Joe Budden podcast because I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm not going to sit there 3 hours. But I feel like they really do go for 3 hours. But I don't know. Like maybe like a couple spaces are edited out, but I feel like they go a full like 3 hours.
That's
talking.
crazy. They have to
But
be on
it's
top
like
of their
3
game.
people.
Right.
Like there's like 3 people. And I'm sure they're way more organized and like way more professional. So they obviously have like topics and shit like that. Like extensive topics they talk
Right.
about. So Manny's going to
think-
be okay. Just do it.
You think a lot of this stuff is like written for them, or you think when it comes to like podcasts, that just isn't like it isn't something people do yet, like have their shit written for them out. You know what I mean? Like material.
I think yeah. I think a lot of people, I mean like I feel like some people read a bunch of like excerpts and like stuff like that. Like sometimes when I hear some podcasts, like I listen to some like true crime ones, not specifically like a certain one, but I have listened to some of them where like they sound very scripted. Like they're almost like reading off of something. You know, that's how they sound. They don't sound like conversationally like how we do. You know, they sound like definitely scripted. But I would say yeah.
What if you got paid for that? That's probably cool. You know, like ghostwriters.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, are you talking about being paid for writing the scripts or for saying them? For
writing them.
For writing them?
For writing them.
Yeah. I was actually, I think, reading like an article where it said that copywriters are on the rise to being like one of the most highest paid professions. Because everyone needs one, you know, everyone needs something copyrighted. Like you don't want to do it yourself. So there's people that'll do it for you, you know, in a world where like a shit ton of stuff is scripted. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you consider that? Would you consider that? Didn't you say you like to write?
I like to write, but I don't know like if copywriters are necessarily like just writing. Like they do, I feel like they do a shit ton more. You know, like they do research, like they do like a shit ton of stuff. Like there's a lot that goes into I feel like copywriting. So I think it's like more than just like let's just write. So
right. The sky is so blue.
Right?
Yeah.
So like you know how like the last couple days have been like cloudy, like there's like yesterday was cloudy and I was like, oh my god, like if today's cloudy, like it's not gonna be as bright in the room and like we're gonna look like shit, you know. But it was perfect. You know, my sister was telling me, she was like, I heard that Chicago was gonna start throwing away people's dibs on like the street.
I heard that too. Yeah.
And I was like, they've been doing it for so long. You really think like I bet you every couple of years like they say like, oh, we're gonna start throwing stuff out, and then they never do because like they still do it to this day. But I'm just like, I don't think they would be serious about doing it.
What would they do like on garbage day? Just pass around and collect everything at the same time?
I'm like, I feel like that's almost like a waste of time, you know, like extra time for them.
People are just gonna start putting bigger items out
like
there
stuff
instead
they
of
can't
chairs
like
and
carry,
shit.
yeah.
Right.
But how do you feel on your stance of that? Like, do you feel like calling dibs is like a fair thing to do for people that are not from Chicago?
So
because I don't know if it's like exclusive to here.
Right.
But
So I guess in cities, you most likely don't have a garage. You know, so like if you have a garage, like we have a garage. So if we shoveled our parking spot out front, I don't think we're that pissed about it because we could fit all the cars in our driveway. So for us, like in our neighborhood, we probably I don't see anyone putting out anything out there.
right, because everyone has like a garage pretty
Right.
much, and like if you don't, like then you just put it on the street and it's fine because
Right.
there's never gonna be like an extensive amount of cars outside, you know.
Right, but for people who are in apartments like over here where you don't have garages, then like
And it's always like the same
It's-
people that are like parking in front of the building, right? Because it's people that live here. And you know, when you shovel and you take the time to like dig out your car, like that's where I understand
Like,
where it's like
yeah,
I
right.
get where you would call dibs, right? And you put your item out front and like that's my spot. But I get it on that way, but now when it's like a public road, you know, like
oh, what
when
the
it's, like,
fuck?
free
Like when you gotta
park-
pay for it? Oh,
like when it's free
okay.
parking, you know.
Alright,
If
yeah.
it's like permit parking, which is like a lot of residential areas here, I would get
And then
it,
it's okay for
you know?
dibs.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I think.
But like right here on the side.
Yeah,
like,
right
people
here.
Call it
like,
dibs and shit.
I haven't like seen anyone call dibs here, but like if they did, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's so ugly.
Move your fucking tone.
I'll take your chair with me. That is so ugly. I used to associate that with being a north side thing. So like whenever I was over here, like nobody around me ever put a chair or anything out in front of them. But then when I started going up north for school, everybody fucking did it. And so I associated that with like the north side.
You're
Until
like these fucking bougie people. What the fuck? Broke behavior.
But yeah, I used to associate that over there, and I used to not like it a lot. Like I was really against it. I was just like, it doesn't like. I don't get it. I also didn't drive. I also didn't have a car, so I couldn't really speak of it. But I did not like it, and it just looked ugly to me. Like just have like a bunch of trash out front. You know what I mean? And that's why I think I didn't like it. But then I learned, obviously, people did it for this reason, and yeah, like if I spend all morning shoveling out my space and no one else did their shit, like I'm gonna feel salty if someone takes my spot.
Right.
So
Yeah, because like when it was like the couple days that we had like really bad snow, I swear to you, like I woke up and saw people like starting to dig out their cars, and I shit you not, by the time the sun was going down, like they were still outside, and I'm like, holy shit.
fuck that.
Like at that point, I'd feel like fuck you if you took this spot, you know? I get it.
I don't think I could ever do that though. Like I don't think I could ever go into my house, get a chair, just like go to the front and make sure like no one's watching, and then just like place it.
Dude, there's
Just run back
some people that
inside.
are like hella like sinvergüenza. Like they just do it like they do not give a fuck, you know?
Good for them.
You
I
know,
wanna be like
yeah.
that.
Proud of you. We admire you. If people want to see the deleted scenes of whatever the fuck we do during breaks, maybe we'll start an OnlyFans
We just
or a Patreon.
oh yeah, Patreon's a second choice. Definitely OnlyFans first.
I mean, they do shit like that,
Yeah,
you know? But
that'd be cool. We should do that. And it's just the deleted scenes, like not even the full episodes.
no, full episode, just like fucking, this shit about like us fucking around.
Just eating. We take little breaks to eat. So last week I was feeling a bit down. You know, I was like, it was just one of those days where I was just laying
Everybody
in bed.
has those days.
Oh, that was so good. If you practice that, you've definitely sung that song a lot more than you want to admit.
Yeah, I'm in my room like, okay, when this happens, like you gotta sound good. What the fuck? What the fuck?
So last week I was feeling like a bit down or whatever, and I was being super dramatic. Like I know I was being super dramatic, but like I didn't want to like admit it. I was just like, man, like this day sucks, And so you know how there's post nut clarity. So I get that with the weed also. So like I hit my pen because I was gonna go to work later, and I was like, I'm not trying to go to work like this. So I'm gonna hit my pen, and so I hit my pen, and then I'm like on my drive over there, I was like, man, like what the fuck? Why the fuck
That
was I
was so
acting
fucking
like that?
ugly
Yeah.
of me. What the
like
fuck?
why? Like why was I acting like that? And I was telling myself like you have no reason to feel bad for not doing anything. I think that's what was making me like anxious, was like I was just laying in bed and not doing anything because I'm always doing something. You know what I mean? But I have to like remind myself that it's okay to just like not do anything sometimes.
Right.
And to just like hang out and just like
It's like it's fucking normal. Like it's literally so normal to just like do nothing. You know?
I was feeling really bad about it. I was like, man, I gotta be like doing something, or I
It's
gotta
this
like go do something.
disgusting society. Gross. Normalize? I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, that normalizes very strong.
Oh.
No, but yeah, I was just laying there, and then I hit my pen, and I was like, my way over there, I was like, why was I being like that? Like, I had no reason to be like that. Like just having this whole conversation with myself, like, bro,
Oh my
like chill
God.
out, man.
Dude,
I don't
oh, yeah, what the fuck? No, I think you're good. I think everyone goes through that. You know, kind of like, oh my God, like I always have to be productive to feel something. Like, don't do that. You're only really affecting yourself. You know what I mean?
Right. That's the
That's
big,
tough.
damn, that's true. That's very true. Because even if I was just laying there, or, I don't know.
Even if you
fucking-
weren't doing absolutely anything, you're not affecting anyone either. So which one do you want to pick? You know? And always pick yourself, and always pick kindness towards yourself. That's what I did. Guys, if you guys don't know, I quit my job 2 days ago. I quit my job because at that point, like I was saying, like you have to pick yourself, and you have to pick kindness and positive things that come towards you. Like you have to pick that. And that's what I did. So
How do you feel now?
Fuck all that. I feel literally so good. Like I literally thought I was gonna feel so bad. Like, oh my god, like what the fuck did I just do? But I feel good, you know?
It's like a weight off your shoulders.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, like I never have to see those people ever again. Like, thank God. But I like some of my coworkers. Don't get me wrong. I love my.
I mean,
good
those are the ones
coworkers.
you'd maybe
Those
go
are the
hang
ones
out
that
with
like I'd
or,
hang
you
out
know?
with like outside, you
Right.
know, which is great.
That's cool,
That's good.
dude. That's cool. I'm excited to see. I don't even know.
Yeah, if you guys are unhappy in your job, just quit. I promise you, like you'll be okay. Like just quit.
Yeah, like, I don't even want to ask you like what Plan B is, just because like I don't. I'm
just enjoying it
I'm
right
excited
now.
to see like what exactly like once you like had your time, and then now you're like, okay, like what's next? It's
I think
gonna
just
be
give me like
exciting.
this week. Also, I'm feeling like not doing anything because it's like my birthday week, so I'm just gonna like chill. You know what? Next week we can worry about it.
By the way, Thursday when this comes out, it will be Jackie's birthday. So happy birthday!
Hey, thank you.
Again, super excited to see what you're gonna do this year. I know last year you
Yes.
went crazy and did a lot. So
Yeah,
proud
I'm
of you.
hoping for some good stuff. I really felt like February just like was not my month. I felt like I was really going through it, and I literally went through it up until like the last day, because the last day of February was when I quit. So I was like, what the fuck? Like the whole month of February, like right when it started was when I went to Mexico, and then like just a shit ton of stuff happened between, and like now
Damn.
it's a new month. It's a new month. It's a new.
didn't they
it's
say?
good.
Did they say
Shut
it
up.
was in
shut up.
retrograde? Or it just ended. When that ended, I don't know.
I don't know.
Sometimes shit just lines up. I don't know.
If we got any like witch followers, please let me know what this means, because I don't fucking know.
You have a lot of wealth coming your way.
Ooh, I like that. Thank you. You just said it out loud, so
We're gonna
you're
make
working.
it work. We're gonna make
Yeah.
it work. By the way, we're also on YouTube now for people who are
Yes.
listening. We started rolling out video stuff. So if you don't follow us on TikTok already, follow us there, Instagram, everything. You know, we're gonna be posting everywhere
Yep,
now.
we're gonna be posting a couple clips on like wherever we can post clips, which is gonna
Mm-hmm.
be on TikTok and on Instagram. So if you guys, I know a couple of people have been like, oh, like I've seen your clips like on TikTok or whatever. Like,
That's
thanks,
so
guys.
weird.
Right?
That is so weird.
But we really appreciate it that you guys like reach out to us. But yeah, it's been pretty fun, and I really hope that we just get better with like the videos and stuff, because I mean I don't want to say they look like shit, but like they're not to their full potential, you
Right.
know?
I mean, we're just filling it out. I think like
Like with anything.
yeah, with anything you just feel it out, and then you get into a groove, and then yeah. Like editing the audio for this is now just
Yeah, it's like second nature
Second
now.
nature.
But like, I remember the first episodes. I was just
I
kidding.
told everyone to skip the first 5. Honestly, like the first 10, I tell everyone just like, dude, just like
You know what? Let's just skip to episode like 20.
that's a good starting point.
I really like our like scary stories section of episodes. Those are fun. I feel like those are the most popular. You sick fucks. I'm just kidding. Everyone loves the shock value of things, you know?
I'm trying to think if I had like a
Shock cells.
Like a, I'm trying to think if I have like a good new like scary moment. I can't think of like any. Because when I've been sleeping over my girlfriend's house, I haven't like experienced anything new yet. So I've been like
Maybe you
waiting.
should just go out and do like witchcraft and like see what comes to you.
Dude, you're not
So
down.
for content.
You're not down.
Fuck it. Fuck
You're not
it.
down.
Let's do a ritual right now. Let's go. Say Bloody Mary in the mirror. What the fuck?
What if I brought a Ouija board?
No. Okay, I mean, that's where I draw the line. No, oh my god, no.
Did I ever tell you? I think I did tell you that story.
Who you played with one? Don't tell
No,
me this.
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, dude, I would never.
Dude,
no.
I would never. Ooh.
Low key, I might. I could be convinced, but like, I don't know if I would want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to do it with someone who like knows what they're doing.
Oh my god.
Cause shit sticks to you, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you don't want to. You don't want to do that. Oh. What were you gonna tell me though about the Ouija board?
I think I might have told this story before. I'm not sure, but So Pedro has this ex who had a Ouija board. I'm not sure if like
Oh,
it was
I think
gifted
you
to
did
her.
say this.
Right. I'm not sure if it was like gifted to her or whatever, but she had kept it under her bed after playing with it. And she said that that same night, it was the night that she got it. She had sleep paralysis, and then she saw a figure in the
In the window.
yeah, in the window, like something was like looking in, and then the window actually opened and someone crawled in, and that's when she was like, "Oh fuck!
Oh
like
my
this
God,
isn't
I'm gonna
like it's
throw
sleep
up."
paralysis, but someone's also breaking into the house." And then I don't know if like she tried to scream or like whatever, but they eventually left because I'm guessing she saw that she was awake, or they
Maybe
saw that
the
he was awake.
robber looked at her that she was like trying to scream and she couldn't, and he got scared and he was like, "What
Oh
the fuck? I'm not even coming in here. What the fuck?"
Oh my god! Imagine his point of view.
Yeah.
What do you think he was doing like before that?
He was probably
Like his mindset, like,
plotting.
like, going
yeah,
into
I'm gonna
her?
go rob these bitches. What the fuck?
And then like he goes upstairs, he opens the window, he's looking around the room, he looks towards the bed, and this girl's eyes are wide open,
Right.
like face is trembling.
Like what if her like she was trying to scream? I don't know if like this would happen, but like what if your mouth like tried to scream but it couldn't like say anything? I don't know what happens during sleep paralysis because I've never had that happen, but like I don't know if your mouth is like in a closed form or if you can open it but like just nothing comes out.
Right.
So like what if he saw that though? Like her eyes were open and like her mouth was open and like nothing was happening and he's like, "What the fuck?"
That's crazy.
Right? Wow.
And then that's what made him leave.
And now he has a podcast and now he tells that story.
You're so dumb. Dude, but the Ouija board possibly saved her.
That's another way of looking at it, yeah. Whoa.
So basically, I'm bringing a Ouija board.
No. We're not going to test the waters with it. No, I think
You don't think you can be convinced?
no, I know like shit would like I feel like that shit is real. Like I don't want to open any portals or anything like that. Like no. I'm convinced. You don't have to try to convince me. I'm convinced.
No, not convinced that it exists, but convinced that like you'd be convinced to try it. Like to see,
No.
would you want to talk to anybody?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
If there's an afterlife and it's true that you can like reunite with the ones that were around you, then like I'll just go with that. You know? I'll just wait until it's my time. I don't want to disrupt anything in the universe to where like I'm trying to take shortcuts or anything like that. Like if it's my time and it happens, then cool. If not, then let's just chill. You know?
You think Uzi's dying this year?
What?
You think Uzi is dying this year? Have you been seeing all this?
What the fuck? No. I just saw that Uzi started dating JT though.
Who?
JT from the City Girls.
I thought you meant Justin Timberlake.
Someone signed this man up for Twitter. Oh my fucking god.
I heard Twitter is gonna do a subscription
Don't say
thing.
that. Don't say that.
Is that true?
I don't think so. A shit ton of people would leave. I don't think
Because this is what
so.
Manny was telling me, and he's pretty up to date. Like he keeps up with like all the updates and shit that all these companies do for his like stocks and whatnot. And so he
I mean, they
was
might
saying,
test it out, you know, but I don't know. Like, would I pay for Twitter? I don't know, because I
not
pay
for Twitter, for people's tweets. So you're subscribing to people
Oh.
like a Patreon almost.
I have heard that. I would not. For what?
Exactly.
I don't know if you ever I don't know if you ever like when you were on Twitter, because like he was very much like an internet celeb like back then. I guess he still is now, but VH1 Peanut. Fuck. If you guys know who that is, like don't come for me. But I used to follow him because like his shit was funny, but like obviously like his shit like now like looking back like that shit is misogynistic as fuck. But at the time of culture and society, I guess. Like, it was acceptable, right? And like people were laughing at it. So like I just think like if that happens, like people would subscribe to shit that he says. And I'm like, oh my god, that'd be so stupid. Like I'm not gonna pay like $5 a month so I can like see him tweet like, come on her face. Like what? For
Right.
what? But I'm sure people would. But it's like shit like that. I don't
Oh,
know.
I'll subscribe to Fat Kid Deals. You ever been? I know.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, you
Fat
put
Kid
me on. You
Deals.
put me on. There was some. Like I'm sure there's still going on, but
Right.
like, I unfollowed them just because like
They post a lot.
they post so much in a day, and I'm like, bro, I'm like seeing like the same fucking like 50 pack of fucking Airheads for $2.99. Like I'd have to see that like 3 times a day, every day.
I miss the Airheads. I used to buy a box like every month.
Oh my god.
Bro, like $5? Are you kidding me? It's worth it.
Oh my god. That's so like that's for what?
I
There's
wouldn't be the only one eating them.
Oh, okay.
No, if
I
you
was gonna be
like-
like, what the fuck? Like,
No, it's
what are
like,
you
you know,
doing?
like
You
a
know, you
party
have some in
favor.
your car, in your house, in your mom's purse, shit like that. You know?
My purse.
Your purse. Wait, so what about Uzi?
Oh
What?
shit.
Is he speculated to die this year?
Yeah, apparently because he's this is the shit that he's been tweeting. Nobody who's ever been part of the 27 Club has ever admitted to being part of the 27 Club, at least that I know of. And so he's saying that he's part of that club. He's not saying it, but he's saying it. You know what I mean?
No.
So he's been like tweeting shit that like that he's part of the 27 Club, and this year he's 27, and
But he's
this
never
would be the year that
said
he.
that he
There's
is.
been tweets. I wish I knew exactly which tweets, but I'm pretty sure if you look up right now, like Uzi 27 Club tweets, they'll pop up. We're gonna look it up right now. Let's hold on, because I want you to get like the full grasp of all this.
I mean, with that stunt he pulled about with the face diamond, like
I don't know what the fuck that
people like
means.
they're saying like if the face diamond were to like come off or rip off like on accident, like he would die, something like that. You know what I mean?
Why though?
Because it's like surgically on him, like the diamond is like on him. So like I don't know, maybe like a
does that
hemorrhage
even
or
work?
like fucking I don't know. Rich people do some weird shit. Like there's no way he like went and got it done and he was just like chilling there like okay, let's just like go on about the day. Like if you got that done, I feel like you would have had to like, because you're obviously like surgically putting it on, you'd have to like be in observation almost, like make sure that shit doesn't get infected, shit like that. So like I don't know.
So you think he was chilling at the hospital for like
I
a
think
week?
so, but like who do that? I don't know.
Him.
I don't know.
So he was saying, at age 27, I will leave Earth for this man right here, and then
Who's the
he's
man?
Marilyn Manson.
What?
And then on November 13th, he tweeted, I'm dropping 2 more albums and then I'm out.
Maybe he's just gonna stop being famous.
And then Uzi told the crowd they were going to hell with him. He was like chanting it with them and shit. And then, yeah. And he was basically saying like, there's like a lot of like tweets about him just being involved in like the underworld and like that whole thing. And so it's speculated that this year he might pass.
Why this year?
Because he's 27 this year. This is
Oh.
27 Club. Along with Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix. I think Jimi Hendrix was on there too, actually. Kurt Cobain. Yeah.
Was Mac Miller on there? Or was
Good
he a shy,
question.
or was he like a shy of 27?
Definitely.
People are going to be pissed we don't know this off the bat.
He was born in 1992. 8
Do the math,
plus
'cause I can't.
18 is 24, 26. It's a
So
year
he was
off.
like shy of
Yeah.
27. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if he. I don't know. I don't know the guy, so I don't know if Mac Miller was involved in stuff like that, but he never was
But like
openly
you think the
admitted,
others were
admitted it.
involved in that stuff to be part of that club? Or like it just happened because it
Well,
did?
that's the thing. We don't know. It's such a convenience thing, and then they all die with a white lighter in their pocket. Like that's another thing. Like that's
What?
Yeah. Then every time they pass, they're always found with the white lighter. That's why white lighters are bad luck. I have a white lighter.
Are you trying to tell me something?
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is kind of scary. I've never known this.
Mm-hmm.
Someone get me a Twitter. I'm just kidding.
I'm surprised you haven't seen the Uzi stuff. It's fucking all over, but
What?
it's gonna be cool.
That's
I mean, it's gonna be
spooky.
cool.
It's gonna be cool if he dies. No. No.
Like it's not gonna be cool. It's just gonna. I don't know. I feel like
It's
this
gonna be
shit
wild if it
just isn't
does.
talked about, and now that it's being talked about, and people like more people are starting to know about the 27 Club and all that. It's like, what is really going on here? You know, like that's the cool part about it. Like, there's gonna be questions that arise from it if it does come true,
Wow.
and like what we're gonna end up finding out. I don't know. It's gonna be weird.
That's like so. Excuse me. I think I once had someone ask me a question where it was like, well, if you like, I don't even know what the question was, but I just remember my answer that if I had like a shit ton of money or like if I was rich or wanted to be famous or some shit like that, I think it was like, would you ever want to be like famous or some shit like that?
Uh-huh.
And I think I said, well, I know I said, yeah, but not for like the fame or whatever, but it's just like for the knowledge to know, be in the know of like what the fuck is going on, you know, like be rich and famous to know shit. Like the whole like secret society shit, I think is like the most interesting thing
cool,
to me
right?
because
Yeah.
there's so many, and that shit is so scary to me. I just want to know, you know.
That's why when people there's just shit in this world that we will never comprehend and like understand and know.
But we
It's
will die
not knowing this
not
stuff.
knowing like 75% of the shit that goes on.
Dude, I think like it's 99%. Definitely like 99%.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I think I had it opposite. Where, yeah.
Like I heard there's people who pay Forbes not to put them on their list. There's like people who have Jeff Bezos money in like several accounts, and like it's like it's a 1% of the 1% that has the amount of money and power where nobody knows about them, and they're just living in their
Who fucking
in
knows
their
where?
own fucking
Maybe
island
not
or
even
wherever.
here. Maybe in Middle Earth.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh,
That's
my God.
crazy. That's wild.
Middle Earth is the whole conspiracy thing, but the whole like 1% of the 1%, I'm pretty sure that's just facts. You know?
Dude.
That's just facts.
That's scary. That's scary. I just don't understand. Like honestly, I might probably because I don't have the money. I don't have millions of dollars, but I don't understand the why. Like why do you have to have so much money?
Like so much money, so much power.
No, I guess the power it makes sense because that's more of not that it's okay to have that much power, but I understand something that like power is not physical. Like money is physical, it's tangible, like it can be
Right.
destroyed or made. You know what I mean? But power is gained through whatever. So but like money is just so like you know what I mean? It's literally pointless. And these people who
But like
have
I'm
all
sure
this
it's like
money,
very pointless to them too, because now that they have like, I mean, with the money comes the power, obviously. And now that they have the power, why would they really need the money? It's always going to be there.
Right.
And I'm sure it means absolutely nothing to them.
because they probably understand that money is it doesn't exist.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like they're the ones who made the money, and so they're like, we just want to have it just to like have it.
Right.
We don't need it, but we'll have it. That's scary.
Whoa. This is all jokes, guys. We're not serious. We don't want to be part of any clubs.
You know that season of American Horror Story with the Coven?
Yeah.
You know I don't know if he's a demon or whatever he is that they called upon to grant them their wishes.
Oh, I know the sorry. I know the name. Was it Papa Lepka or
Yeah.
Papa Leb? I don't want to fuck it up. I don't want him to come for me.
Oh shit!
Papa
Don't say his
Legba.
name.
I think
Don't say his name.
I'm not gonna say more.
You said it 2 more times than you should have.
No. But is that who you're talking about? That
Yeah.
guy? Okay.
Yeah. So I think they actually used his real name in the show. I think like he's like that
the
name they
demon
used
name?
wasn't actually a demon name, right?
Right.
That did shit like that, where he came and like, asked for the souls of children in exchange of your wish. Mm-hmm. That shit's fucking scary.
Dude, I'm telling
That's just scary because shit
you.
like that happens every day, probably, where people call upon demons and shit.
Yes.
That's just scary.
And I am almost positive people with power, people with money do that on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. You cannot tell me people with that much money have any type of fucking morals.
Bro, look at like you were saying, Mark
Hold on, I
Zuckerberg.
don't want to die, guys.
Mark Zuckerberg, like just staring at him now. He's like,
God, he's so
scary.
disgusting. He's so scary.
He's empty. He looks so empty.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a lizard.
Ew. My armpits are getting itchy.
He's listening.
Stop.
You know who I
my
miss?
gosh.
Tom. Tom was everybody's
Dude,
friend.
Tom was such a good guy. Good guy, Tom. Come on.
He was
Man.
everybody's friend.
People always try to shit on him. I feel really bad. Like everyone's like, "Oh, like you just fucking wish you could be Facebook," or like, "You look at you went down under." But he literally always claps back and like, "You know how much I sold the fucking company for?" And he's just like, "Yeah,
I'm set
like,
for life. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I did what I had to do.
Tom's a hero. Tom's a hero.
Was there anything ever bad about him? Like there was never anything that came up on him that he was involved in this or whatever. Like what is he doing now?
I have no idea. And even like back when I did have a MySpace, I never really knew anything about him or even the moves with the company. It was just I was so young, you know. So who knows?
It's interesting to see a lot of this the new generation, Gen Z, and like them interacting with people. You know how they canceled the one emoji, the one crying laughing
crying?
emoji? They canceled that emoji. They said if you
Yeah.
use that emoji, like you're old.
Like you're a fucking boomer. Oh no! What the fuck? I still kind of use this.
I told my girlfriend that I was like, "Oh, you'd get canceled on TikTok."
Oh my god!
But I saw a comment that said like, "How is the generation that adopted emojis gonna tell the generation who created emojis how to use
Well, you're
emojis?"
right.
And dude, that shit blows my mind too because it's a whole new generation of kids.
But you know what is also very scary is that like these kids, they're getting more aware younger and younger, and that to me is like really scary. It's just happening. Like there's no way of like stopping it or like pausing it or whatever because it's
All this information is
Yeah.
available.
and like they're getting more and more aware like the younger they are, which is scary. So like I don't fucking know.
It's because they're also impressionable. So
Yeah.
like that's why TikTok scares me sometimes. Sometimes I see some TikToks that come up on my For You page, and I don't know if it's like I don't know if those same TikToks are being pushed to a younger crowd. I can imagine they are. But a lot of these TikToks are talking about like shrooms. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like you're becoming
psychedelics.
more aware of things that they shouldn't be at the age they shouldn't be. You know, and it's like what the fuck?
because even with weed, you shouldn't technically be smoking it until you're at least 25. 'Cause that's when your brain stops developing.
Yes, like their brains are literally growing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's scary. But all I know is that I'm going to die before I see the long-term effects of that. So, you know what I mean?
With that,
So, who
especially
knows?
with pens, like vapes. It's a new cigarette. Can you imagine in 20 years how vapes are going to be looked at? It's the way we look at cigarettes right now. This is going to be
Yeah.
the same thing.
And like I mean, do you remember when everyone started getting lung cancer with cigarettes and they were like, "Oh, I have lung cancer. Why?" What the fuck do you mean why? So
Must be
like,
something in the water. it's my
the
Teflon,
Teflon.
pen.
fuck them. No, and like, I mean, it's the same thing. People are gonna die by the thousands because I mean, they died by the thousands when everyone got lung cancer, and who knows, like now if like there's gonna be like a large amount of death because of whatever happens with.
I don't think we're
pets
gonna
and
see
shit.
like actual results until like in like 5 to 10 years. That's
Right.
when we're gonna start seeing like, ooh, maybe
That's
this
like,
shit.
oh, so fuck. That's what Mario Karts did to my lungs. All those Supreme carts. What the fuck? There's gonna be ads on TV that pass like the Supreme carts. If you or your loved one has ever been affected by Supreme carts, call whoever.
What's the dude's name?
Call JG Wentworth.
No. No, there's a white dude who tries to speak Spanish.
It's a Peter Francis Tracy.
Yeah, Peter Francis Tracy. He's gonna be on there with the Supreme cards. There we go.
He's still gonna be alive. No, every son that he has after him has to be called Peter Francis Tracy. So they always have to call the number and say the name. That's good branding, you know?
It's it's a generational
business.
Yeah.
Wow.
You seen that new movie I Care a Lot?
Yeah.
So
I did not like it, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Not because of the idea of it. It was just like I did not like it.
So the reason why I brought it up was because in the movie she's smoking a vape. And I feel like you know
Yeah.
how back then they were showing how cool it was to smoke cigarettes? Then they're doing the same thing with vapes.
Fuck.
And I think it's tobacco companies realizing how much cigarettes are probably going down in profits and how much vapes are going up in profit. And now they're trying to like glamorize. So this is just like me thinking that might be the case,
Right.
but I don't
When
know.
I saw that, whenever she would hit the vape, because I was watching
It
with
would
my
irk you,
boyfriend,
right?
I would watch it with my boyfriend and my roommate, and every time she'd hit the vape, I would just laugh because I feel like she looks so stupid.
She does.
Like that looks so dumb, but that's so true. That makes a lot of sense.
She was taking a dab.
Oh my god, fuck, dude. I don't know why they would do that though. I
It was
mean, like
ugly,
with
though, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
like with like marijuana being on the rise, like I guess it's not really like acceptable to like do it in movies because the way that movies and like whatever, like they don't see it in a glamorized way. Like it's still very like it's ugly when poor people do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like
And they only have poor people ever smoke weed.
so they only have like the fucking shitty characters smoking it, right? Like never whatever the successful whatever woman.
Right.
So like, wow.
White woman. Successful white woman.
What? Oh, but she was for the girls and gays. It was for the LGBTQ community. People fucked with it hard, but yeah.
I only like the idea of it because it kind of shows us shit that happens behind the scenes. Like I don't doubt there are people who own a healthcare facility, but also own their own pharmaceutical company that sells them the drugs that they buy from. So they're just
Yeah,
hiding all
yeah.
this cash.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that at all, and I like that they brought that to light. But they're trying to like glamorize this shit almost, you know?
Well, like the way I see it is like nothing is a new idea. Everything that you see has already been done. Everything that you could think about being the worst thing that someone could possibly do has already been done,
Right.
which is fucked up, you know, which I'm sure that's happening. So,
I think about situations like that, like as I'm driving, right? Like if a bird passes you know how birds are just fucking brave and they just like dive in front of your car when you're going down the street. I think in my head, like, I wonder if there's somebody who would have like gone down this road and that bird would have hit. And so like different scenarios just pop in my head. Like there's different outcomes that come out of like that bird hitting
Your car.
my car, right?
dude,
Like if I was
mean,
going half a
technically,
second.
in like other universes, in your parallel universe, in your other or fuck, I don't know what you call them. In your other
Dimensions and shit?
dimension, in
Yeah.
other dimensions, like that's already happening. Did you ever watch that Devs show? That's like
No.
exactly what like they talk about. How like shit is already happening here or not here, you know? Whoa. So you technically did hit that bird. Just not you. Your other you.
I wonder what happened
Rick and
to
Morty
him.
explain it very well. You guys watch that.
Do you recommend Rick and Morty? Because I never got into it. Just because I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't.
I would, just because like it is
Like
entertaining.
you watched all of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like entertaining. but like I wouldn't watch it for like, oh my god, you have to watch it. I would just feel like it's a good show to watch.
Oh my god, that reminds me. So Rick and Morty, the guy who created Rick and Morty, he was on Duncan
Justin.
Trussell's. Yeah, he was on Duncan Trussell's podcast.
I did see.
Did you watch? Did you listen to that one?
I didn't listen. I think I listened to maybe clips, but not the whole thing.
Dude, it's he. I think you'd love it a lot because I feel like you'd relate to him a lot because his mindset is like we as freelancers become so busy in our lives and like we want to take on all these clients and all these projects and we're doing 11 things at once and eventually down the line you don't want to like you're only working so much because you know how it feels to not have anything. You know what I mean? Like, you know how it feels to not have any clients, to have, like, invoices that aren't paid. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. And you're not at the point where he is now. And he's like, but I still feel like that. He's like, I feel like day one, and I'm still working as hard as day one because I feel like if I slow down for 1 second,
It'll be gone.
it'll be gone. And I don't want to go back to that. And he was like, this was usually on Duncan's episodes, there's like different feelings that come from every like interaction, like every interview. But this one felt like this guy was actually legitimately asking Duncan for help. Like, how do I change that mindset? And he was and he was just saying like, I don't want to go back to that. And Duncan was like, well, do you have like 11 things going on right now? Like, you are a super busy man. And I'm pretty sure if you look at your account, you know what I mean, you take some time to like look at your finances, you'd probably realize that you don't have to be doing all this and you only really need to be involved in what you really want to do. Like, from this point out, you made enough money to relax.
To just chill.
And when he said that, that's when I was like, fuck, like I can't explain that feeling. I've never been able to explain that feeling. And that's exactly what that feeling is. It's like when I'm laying down in bed, not doing anything, that's what it feels like. I feel like I'm literally wasting my time right now. Like, what am I doing? Like, I have bills. I need to go make money. I need to go find a way to make some money.
But like, what is so scary to me is the fact that even with the finances that he does have today, he still feels like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You should listen to it, dude. It's a great episode. I think I learned a lot. Wow. It's crazy how much I learned.
I really like listening to the Duncan episodes, though.
Yeah, they're cool.
He's a good guy.
He's funny. Yeah, he's funny.
Dude, I remember when I first listened to his podcast, I'm like, who the fuck is this child?
Thank you for putting me on, by the way, because you showed me Midnight Gospel. After that, I got into him. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I like listened to him and I was like, who is this child? I was like, what? And I like saw him like, there's no way this is the guy. And it was so surreal to me.
Bro, he's like 45.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what? He sounds like a 20, I would say maybe like a 19-year-old that lives in like their mom's basement. I don't know if that's offensive or not, but like that's what he sounds like.
The voice,
right? That's who like I profile. But like he's actually like a really great like conversationalist, very wise for his age, you know?
When I found out he was 45, my mind was blown because this whole time I was like, dude, you're so like, you want to know, you have so many questions at that age still. Like, a lot of people at that age probably feel like they know everything, but this man feels like he knows nothing. And I think that's what makes him a good conversationalist.
Like we were talking about in the last episode, like with parents, like you think they know everything, like this and that, and like even with stages of life happening every single day, they also are like going through new things, you know, and they're still learning. So like, it's almost like, wow, like no matter how old you get, you're never gonna know everything. And you're still gonna go through that.
Thanks for reminding me. So I want to get your opinion on something. So there was this video on Twitter. It was a girl who got accepted to UCLA because her dad works in construction. He worked on a bunch of buildings. Did you see this one?
And I did see your comment.
Okay,
and I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. So I remember.
So you watched it, right?
Yeah.
So like, her dad ended up working construction on a bunch of schools around the area, and she got accepted to UCLA because it was his dream to go to UCLA and graduate and all that. So she ended up graduating. And she did that to accomplish her dad's dream. Probably along the way ended up being her dream too, but mostly in part was for her dad. And so my mom, we were out to breakfast for her birthday, and she said that it's her dream for one of us to get married in church. And that's when
Aw,
Jonathan was like,
that's so sweet.
so that's when Jonathan was like, well, Jason doesn't really believe in that.
Stop.
And
He's
Pedro,
bringing up your 12-year-old angsty face. Stop. Why does he have to bring up the past?
so low key, I didn't think about it that way, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might have been
That's
like that.
so funny.
But
so funny.
yeah, because I'm like, wait, how do you know? I mean, I guess he listens to a couple episodes, but I'm not out here always saying I don't believe
Guys,
him.
go back to the episode that's called God Isn't Real. You'll know what we're talking
I'm
about.
embarrassed.
Can catch up.
I'm embarrassed. But he was like, well, Jason doesn't really believe that. And Pedro's like, I'm not getting married. And so then obviously it's just Jonathan left. And then I was thinking like,
Wait, who said they're not getting married?
Pedro? He's like, I'm not getting married.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And so, what's it called?
It just leaves you and Jonathan.
So it just leaves Jonathan at this point because I'm like, this is like my mindset. Well, that's just Jonathan because I don't know if he believes in okay. Let me get the story. I believe in a God, right? I don't necessarily believe that if Jesus Christ resurrected today, he'd be happy with how the church system is set up. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I think. But I think like the morals and everything, I think it still holds true and can teach us a lot. But I don't necessarily practice Catholicism.
Catholicism.
Catholicism. So that puts me in a weird spot because like I think that would be cool to like complete that my mom's dream for her to get married in the church because her and my dad couldn't get married in the church. So they got married by the state. And so I think
Wait, why couldn't they get married in the church?
I
It
don't
just
know.
didn't happen.
I don't think it happened. I don't know if it was because of like I have no idea, honestly. But I should ask her. And I think like my mom wants like the wedding, like the big wedding and everything for one of her kids because she didn't have a daughter and she always wanted daughters. And so she wanted like, her kid to have a quince and like that whole thing. And so
They should have given a quince to you guys, one of you guys. My
Give it to Jonathan.
my padrino, he has 3 boys and they didn't get any girls. And they did a quince for every one of the boys.
That's cool.
Right? It was just like a nice little
It was like a party type.
It was like a
the
party.
little
Like I mean, it
get-together.
wasn't like they obviously weren't gonna like
Do a
any
violin
like
and all
yeah.
that, yeah.
They just kind of like hey, it's like his 15, and we want to make it special.
That's
But-
cool. We never did that. But yeah, so that's her dream, and now I'm in a spot where I'm like, I just watched this TikTok and like this happened, this conversation's happening, and I'm like, should I kind of put my beliefs aside and like not want to support the church, but still get married in the church for my mom, or should I like not? And that's why I wonder what Jackie thinks about that.
Well, because I feel like this is the situation that my sister is in right now, because we grew up very Catholic and none of us really followed that into like past like high school. We didn't go as hard like as we did when we were growing up because my parents went hard in the church. But like I personally don't go anymore. I go like every now and then, or like when my mom wants to go, like we'll go, but we're not like die hard like Catholic goers, like church goers, right? So like I know that my sister also stopped attending just because it wasn't something that like we wanted to do like in our like adopt in our lives pretty much. So I know that for like my parents it's really important for like them, like they want to see us getting married in a church, and I never felt like it was an issue because like even if me like one day I were to get married, I wouldn't mind. Like I wouldn't like be like I know I'm not a churchgoer, like strong believer in like the system, right? But I would still do it. And like I don't think it would be like that much of a big thing. But that's why I like with you, like I feel like I mean you could do it,
Right.
you don't have to like you're strong in your own beliefs, but like you're just like doing it because it's you want to, you know. And like my sister's fiance, he's like a different religion, I believe, or like because he's Vietnamese, and they're my sister like told him like, hey, like if we're gonna get married, like, you know, I would really want to get married in the church. And him being like the most amazing person he is, he literally converted to our
That's
religion.
awesome.
Right. And I mean, it's not like a super lengthy process, but he did take the time and like did the
Learned
studying
about-
and learned
wow.
to do that. Right. And like, if you guys don't know, if you do get married through like the Catholic Church, you have to have certain paperwork to get married by the church. You have to have your sacraments, all the sacraments before you get married. So I don't know if this is making me sound lame, but yeah, you have to have all
What,
that
the church
paperwork.
stuff? No, dude, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
You have to have these like documents, and then when you get married, like if you want to have your marriage license through like the church or whatever, you have to present these documents, both of you guys, and you have to like kind of like make it known that you're like a Catholic, a churchgoer, whatever. And I mean, that's what they're doing. But I know that they don't go to church every Sunday. You know, I know that they don't like do any of that shit. So, you know, like it's fine. They're still going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
and I know that after, like, it's very much just like a symbolism thing, you know? And I feel like it is like old fashioned, but, you know,
What's old fashioned?
like
Getting married in
like
church?
getting married in a church. I feel like it's very much going out of fashion.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are doing it, but yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, one day you're probably gonna have to be in a church if that's the case. Then, but
That's fine. If you want to do it, go for it, Jonathan. If you want to do it, go for it. But we're just gonna wrap it up because
so.
we don't even know if we have space anymore now. Oh my god.
but happy birthday for when
Thank
this comes out on
you.
Thursday. I know it's 2 days before, but happy birthday.
Thanks.
Excited to see what you do this year, and already proud of you. So
Aw,
we're gonna
thank
see what
you.
happens.
Thanks, guys, for being with us this week, and we hope to see you next.
See you guys.
Bye.